here. So my story as a creator, it goes back, way back then, just simple like Lego stop motion type of thing. And I think what's really valuable with like giving kids like the accessibility to like create and explore and like basically like storytelling is like super beneficial. And for me, it was like my parents giving me just simple VHS camcorder, and it's led me to where I am at today. So, next slide. Awesome. So me, who I am too, I am an AR creator, augmented reality. I've reached 2.2 million opens, and yeah, I love AR. It's practically in my name. And yeah, next slide. And yeah, so more about me and who I am. So I really like to capture memories. I really like to capture the emotions. So part of my mixed media specialty is really capturing like graduations, concerts, live events, and really experimenting with all my visuals. And yeah, next slide. And yeah, this is a little bit more about who I am. I don't really box myself into photographer, videographer. I really specialize in like mixed media. If I gotta print out some frames and make some stop motion, I'll do so. But I think what's great about being a creator in 2023 is the ability to just like explore different avenues. And, yeah, this is a little bit what I've done. I've done a little bit of working in tech, concerts, live events, banquets, Sticker Expo, and all around just capturing the scene. And yeah, next slide. And yeah, so I'll tell a little story about how I got into AI. So I don't know if you guys know Diego Bonilla, he's a professor at Sac State, and what he did, November 2022, he showed me ChatGPT. And this was very early on. Everybody knows ChatGPT now. And when he showed me it, it was like, I don't really understand what this is. This is like, what is this, Google? You just put in like a search. But I think what's awesome is AI really exploded in like January 2022. And since then, this open AI source has really just like expanded. So now I have like AI, video, audio, everything in between, like optimization. And yeah, so my take on AI and the use of a creator is exploration and compensation. So the negative stigma when it comes to AI is the idea of it stealing artwork from creators, because AI, it like scales the entire internet either for like visuals, audio. So I think when it comes to AI, the ethicality is like looking into like the program, like where are they getting these images? And one AI software which I really like is the Adobe Firefly, where it takes images from like Adobe stock, so artists are already being compensated. So I think when it comes to using AI in either visuals, audio, and etc., it's just going through and doing your research on like where are they getting these images, are artists getting compensated, are they stealing the art? Because it seems like every program has AI these days. LinkedIn has AI for your posts, Bard has AI, Notion has AI. Everything has this sort of different features of like, but the thing is like, you gotta look into like, where are they getting this information? Are they stealing? So I think like, exploring, but taking a step back and being like, okay, like, is this ethical? Is like something to take a closer look at. So right here you can see my early exploration to Adobe's AI is my grad photos. I added trees, some hair a little bit, and it's crazy to see like, with a simple type of like trees, fixed hair, it really like changes an image. Next slide. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go over the journey of being an artist and creator, either starting now, picking up a camera, picking up a paintbrush, picking up any sort of media. I'm gonna be going over a demonstration. And yeah, step one, next slide, is what do you like to do and what do you want to do? I think this all stems back, taking a step back of what did you like doing as a kid? What did you like doing? What were you good at? And like really diving deep from there. And then step two is, are you an artist or are you a marketer? For my sake, I'm both, but more so, I'm an artist. And once you figure that out, you really need to like look around and being like, who is also an artist or marketer to help you along the way? Because at the end of the day, you can't get through this journey alone.
That's right.
And yeah, next slide. All right, and then what I really think is valuable is making 100 of that special thing. So either that being making 100 videos, making 100 paintings, making 100 songs. Along the way is each single video, each single artwork, you'll get better at something. Like for my sake, like I got better at thumbnails, got better at storytelling, got better at audio design, got better at color grading. So it's like with each step, each video, you get better. And the most important choice is if you want to post that. But I think what people need to realize is you need to make art even if it's bad. You need to take yourself out of your comfort zone and make art. Yeah. Awesome. This is one quote I really like when it comes to content creation is, if you create content based on the fear of losing followers, you may end up losing yourself. Yeah. Next slide. Awesome. I think step 5 is super important in the process of being a creator, is establishing an inspiration to fall back on. Because, next slide. Reason being is because you need to love it even when you hate it. There are going to be days where you're working long hours and you're going to be like, I absolutely hate this, but have something to step back on, to be like, this is a reason why I create, this is a reason why I breathe. And, oh no, go back. And this quote that I always tell myself is, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And with these new tools for like editing, everyone already is doing it. But the thing is, not a lot of people like last. So it's like, even when you hate it, you need to love it. And one thing that makes me fall back on is my favorite artist, Paul Robinson. When in an interview, he explained that if you create things based on the idea of what you think people will like, you're gonna be miserable. At the end of the day, when you create these things, you need to create your own favorite thing. Yeah. Awesome. I think this one's super important also, is to document the journey. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to post about it, but I think it's really important in social media or when content creation is like documenting the journey. I think with social media, per se, it's all fabricated. Like, I think people need to realize that a lot of things on social media are fake. People don't live perfect lives. So when you actually document the journey of like, okay, I'm struggling with this is actually hard. People will actually resonate with you, like, it is hard, and that's something we don't really get to see every day. So being able to be vulnerable, like your audience and content creation, is super important. And yeah. All right. Yeah, I think when it comes to content creation and getting out of your comfort zone is going against the grain and like facing the cringe. Like, I know a lot of content creators, they don't like hearing the sound of their voice on video. So it's like, when you actually take the time to like record by yourself, or just like get better at like talking to the camera. I know one cheat code, someone said like, if you have like glasses or poor eyesight, take your glasses off and talk to a camera. Talk to yourself when you're commuting on long drives. Get better at like storytelling and talking to a camera, and just like resonate. And yeah. All right, this is one analogy I really wanted to talk about, is your uphill challenges as a creator. Now, imagine this: you're in a van on a little getaway. You get out, and you see this, and you see the chair. You stand on the chair. You go on top of the van. Wait, you stand on the chair, and you see there's more on top of the van. So you go on top of the van, and you see mountain ranges. Next slide. So you climb those mountain ranges, and you see there's a sky. So you take a rocket to the sky, and you see there's a galaxy of like vastness. So I think about being a creator is like this obsession, this toxic obsession with like more and more, and wanting to reach more, and you're comparing yourself to more. Like, there may be someone like that you admire like on top of that hill, but that doesn't mean they're any more better than you. They've just been like putting in the hours too. They've been through those 100 videos. Like, everyone's gonna be bad at the start. So I think when it comes to uphill challenges, is realizing that you'll get there, and you just need to keep searching. But having either someone or a loved one to help you grounded, if you're like on that chair or in that van, is super valuable. And yeah. All right, cool. So I really want to talk about the journey of a marketeer on social media. So what I want to say is that our algorithm is flawed. You give this algorithm something that gives you like 10 likes, million likes, 1,000 likes, and you keep like putting more into, because you want to get recognized, like this kind of sort of drug. And what you need to realize, next slide, is that the algorithm rewards things that are extreme. Let's say you put in an AI generator, you say, I want a picture of someone eating a burger. They'll put out someone eating a burger. Now, if you say, I want a picture of a YouTube thumbnail of a person eating a burger, it will put out this extreme, like Mr. Beast type of video of someone eating like 50 burgers, something very extreme. So I think what you need to realize is that social media and with your marketing, it appreciates something very extreme. Like, if you're on your feed and you see someone like a car crash and you watch it, the algorithm's like, here's like 10 more car crashes. But I think what needs to be realized with marketing and like social media as a creator is like, you need to be authentic. You can't be a slave to the algorithm and like beg for these likes. You need to make something, like I said again, your favorite thing. Yeah. Now I'm gonna be doing a live AI demo of some AI softwares. Let me get this would be great. Cool, so I'm gonna be going over 3 AI softwares. So let's go. All right, so I don't know if you guys follow Hive. You definitely should check out their merch next. I think in 2 days. So yeah, there was this post earlier with lovely Ethan.
So that's what you wanted that for.
Yeah, I did. So yeah, this is a live demo. What I'm gonna showcase is I love this video. I love his voice. So what we're gonna go to voiceremover.org and like let's say my apologies, I'm not using my laptop, but yeah, we will go to voiceremover.org. Either if you want the music from a video, if you want the voice from a video, use this software, it really helps. And then what I would do is, everybody knows ChatGPT. Well, I want everybody to realize there's more to ChatGPT. There's Google Bard AI. So let's say if I wanted to make Ethan say a certain thing, I would say, give me an inspirational quote for creators. I would plug this into 11labs.io. I should have logged in. Let's do this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this AI software is something that is my go-to. So this one helped me a lot when I really did not. I hate my voice when I record on videos. Like that's just my like weakness. Apologies.
Yeah, you're all good. Don't stress. We're doing good.
We're so excited that you're here.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Let's do it. Everybody close your eyes.
Integrity.
Point.
That was really fun.
Bold of you to think I can remember it.
You just don't show your path.
Awesome. So let's go bar 2.
Ethan, where are we gonna? Is this going to YouTube? YouTube, awesome.
Yeah, not live right now.
But you're gonna put the link there,
upload it.
so I don't have to.
Yeah, I'll upload it tonight.
Okay, I'm just gonna intake.
Yeah.
All right. So give me 3 inspirational quotes for creators. Picture. So, I think with AIs, we're in a very early exploration phase. So, it's really key to note that with AIs, oh my gosh. But yeah, this demo, I actually have it on my phone as a collateral. But yeah, I put Ethan and I had him say the little quote of, I'll just show you. Yeah.
If you create content based on the fear of losing followers, you may end up losing yourself.
So yeah,
That sounds pretty accurate.
with AI, there's a bit of like, you fix the speed, you fix exaggeration, so it's like something to necessarily play with and explore. But with all these different AIs, with the 11 Labs especially, you can like put in like what kind of voice you want. And all it takes really is to put in like 30 seconds of someone's voice or your voice to make videos easier. I think when I started like doing content more, I was like, I don't want to talk, so I put my own voice in here and like had myself say a little spiel. But yeah, that was a little bit of the demo. These AIs I really like. So there's voiceremover.org, Bard AI, and 11 Labs. And yeah. Awesome. And yeah, we're gonna go over some question segment. If you guys want to look at the slides, I have this QR code right here so you can go over.
Oh, I
anything.
do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing audience questions first.
Yes. So does anyone have questions?
I think it's kind of crazy using like multiple AIs on top of each other rather than just going one website for one thing, because that's kind of like what GPT was. It's like, okay, cool, I can write my essay and be done. But with this one, it's like I can take my voice out, I can make myself say something, and I can put it back in. But it's like different platforms. That's interesting. Do you think there will be like AI will stay like a lot of niche things and they'll all work together, or like when would the super AI come out that can quote unquote do everything?
I feel like the heavy hitter right now, I would say, is Adobe's Firefly. I think one thing I'm really excited for is their Premiere Pro AI. Like, let's say there's someone in the back of your video, you easily take them out. You'll instantly do storyboarding if you type it out. It will do auto captions. I think a super AI, I think that monopoly, I think it's coming. You know, I think we're, even though it's like late 2023, we're still in the early stages. Like, I think I was really obsessed with AI like back in February back in May when like there was like hundreds of AIs every month. So so to speak, like a super AI, I think it's already here. I just don't think people know about it. I don't think there's a lot of backers right now. But it's like, let's say like Adobe comes out with it, but everybody's like, oh yeah, let's do that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's cool. It almost makes sense for them just to keep being super niche and super good at what they do, though. That's cool.
Any other questions?
Yeah, like some of these videos you're making, like this one that you have up here, how long does something like that take you to create? Because it looks like, to me, it looks like there's multiple elements in that, right? So how long would something like that take you to create?
I think for this one, so to speak, it was like 30 minutes, so to speak. I think taking the best parts of each platform helps a lot. Like the animations for the fonts, I use like CapCut. For the background, I use Adobe Gradients. I think like really utilizing your resources to the most is like amazing. Especially Adobe, with it being like $30 for students and like really maxing out all that sort of speak. But this one right here, I think it took me like, let me break down what I used. Okay, so I used Lightroom for the photos, I used Photoshop to break it apart, I used CapCut for the animations, I used Photoshop for the font, and I think I used Photoshop for the gradients as well. But yeah.
Wow.
Do you think you could have used less tools and achieved something like pretty similar?
I think I could have used less tools, but I think for me, I really wanted to like test myself. And I think for creators, it's really important to like not get too comfortable with like one app.
Yeah.
And I think I could like compare it to like Martin Scorsese. He's like a person who directs like The Godfather, like these very massive like 2-3 hour movies. And he said what was very challenging for him was to like make this. I think it was a 2-3 minute commercial for I think it was Chanel. But yeah, I think like putting yourself in these fish out of water scenarios is super valuable and important. Yeah, the world is like ever evolving and ever changing, so I don't think it's ever right to set yourself back. So yeah.
Yeah. So I have another question too. Are you a one-man team? Do you have a crew?
That's the thing I've been really getting into is like collaborating with other creators, because I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm not necessarily good at, because like my ears aren't great, my sound design isn't the best. So I think like collaborating with my producer friends, or like collaborating with someone who actually does like physical art is like something that's super valuable. That's something I really want to make a goal for myself in like 2024, was to like do more collaborations.
Nice.
So I think being a one-man team is good at the start to figure out what you're good at, what you're not good at. Are you an artist? Are you a marketeer? Is this for you? And then like looking around you. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Where are you working and how did that come to be?
Yeah, so right now I'm marketing coordinator for the North Cal School of Arts. It's a nonprofit for theater children all across the northern part of California, and I work at Rhombus. It's a tech company in Midtown for surveillance, access control, all that sort. And yeah, I think along that journey, what I would say is I didn't get there alone. I think joining the Hive and like meeting people in the cohort was super valuable, and like definitely for me was like having the right message and having the right people know about it really helped me get that far. But yeah, having a job straight out of college was like super. It felt like relieving, but there was also that avenue where it's like I kind of wish I had room to like also explore. So I'm finding a balance of that, of like exploring more of like what I want to do creatively while like paying for it, like getting paid for it. so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Where do you like get your QR? Like, what's the best place
Yeah,
to get
so-
your QR code?
I use Adobe. It's actually
Adobe?
free.
For real?
So they give out free QR codes, any color, any hues you want. I think it's like, I'll put on some free game for Adobe. It's like when you're a content creator or marketeer, a lot of people overlook like having a website. And a lot of them are like, oh my gosh, your website's sick. And it's like, I'm like, oh, do you have Adobe? They're like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. You have like 5 free websites. So that's another resource. Adobe Portfolio, or even like Adobe Behance is something that I really like. It's like a collection of other people's work. Think of like Pinterest, but like for creative work. And there's a lot of different resources for that sake. And yeah,
You said that what last one was Adobe
Adobe Behance.
B?
Yeah, BEHANCE. Adobe Behance. Yes, Stanley.
With the Adobe website, are you able to like sell things, or is it just for like portfolio or looks?
For that, they don't do e-commerce. I would use it for to speak like if you're doing e-commerce, I would use like Wix, something like that to like ingrain it. But I think for like if you're starting out as a creator, I think Adobe Behance is like really valuable since it's already in your plan. But if you're like ready to step out, it's like Wix, Squarespace, or even like collaborating with like other like students, or like someone to like paying someone to help you with a website. Yeah.
And there's nothing to say too that if you really wanted to have an Adobe website, you could just say, hey, if you want to buy something from me, email me at this or whatever. You don't have to have like an e-commerce website to sell stuff necessarily. And then Canva does free QR codes as well.
I think I did one through Canva, but I've been using Blick, and it has their logo in the middle. So thank you for reminding me about Canva.
Yeah, Canva's QR codes are watermarked.
They are watermarked?
They are not.
They're not, okay.
I think Canva is another AI that like I've come to really appreciate
I love
too.
Canva.
If you want to like type in like, give me an onboarding of like blah blah blah, it'll come up with you, boom, super fast. I think it's something I definitely want to explore. If anyone here has explored it, let me know. We can talk at the end, but yeah, it's super valuable as well. Definitely like trying to compete with Adobe. It's awesome.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, they're doing a great job.
I noticed the Canva AI doesn't do well with text-based prompts. So if you ask it to like make a poster with these words, it will just like invent weird like like weird letters that don't exist and put those on there and stuff. So like for creating images and stuff and graphics, I think it's good. Or maybe I did something like that.
No, I definitely agree. I tested it out too. I was trying to test out like clothing, generative fill with Canva. It gave me like 3 legs, 3 arms. So I think it's like something where I definitely want to look into like where are they getting these images? Like is it being ethically sourced, so to speak? But yeah.
Very cool. So we don't have that much time, so we might not be able to ask all the questions we'd like here. But I'll go ahead and ask one. So what do you have to say to everyone here that is chasing their passion, but are not feeling rewarded or validated yet for doing so?
Ooh, yeah, that's something that I want to talk about is do not chase likes. Is if a post flops, like that's not your fault. It's like I said, create your own favorite thing, but in the long run, can you say it again, the question?
So what do you have to say to everyone here that is chasing their passion, but are not feeling rewarded or validated yet for doing so?
I think one thing that's important when you're creating content and you don't feel rewarded yet is to not like overly obsess and like put your head down and like even work even harder is to like put your head up and like actually talk to like your peers and like talk about like, oh, I'm struggling with this, and like actually get some validation from like people. But like it's like half and half. I think what I've learned with like people who don't feel validated and like when it comes to freelance is like this 1-to-1 ratio when you're doing like a project. Like let's say a client wants this and you give them that, you put in like your 100% of your creative efforts and they just like squash it down like, no, we want this. And in like a week's time, your creative project is like squashed. And it's like nothing you like wanted. So I think that 1-to-1 ratio is like creating a project that client really likes and wants, being accommodating, and on the side having like a personal project that like lives and breathes, like exerts like you. So it's like having that 1-to-1, that balance to it. Yeah, people who don't feel like validated, I think it's like realizing that you're not gonna get just alone. So like having a good sense of belonging, having a community that you can be part of to like help you throughout the process. I think like I say to like a lot of my friends, it's like who are still in Sac State, like the Hive is probably the most valuable place on campus. So like this community and like talking to your peers if you're creative and like collaborating is super important. So yeah.
I believe you got the hookup for Rhombus from the Hive too, right?
I did actually get a hookup from Rhombus. It was the boy AZ helped me out a lot with that. So I really give him props for that. I think the Hive really opens doors and like connects. And yeah.
That's dope.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question. You want to ask another question?
I'm scared.
What would you say is your prize project or your personally viewed most successful piece of media? Which project are you the proudest of and why?
I think most recently, what I really like when I meet other creators, my most recent project is my new business cards. I really like. It has like my information, blah, 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 so to speak. But on the back of it, it's like a little note, like a little love note to yourself that says like, actually over there, Stanley, if you can hand me that real quick, that'd be great. Yeah, it's my new business cards. Like, I know there's a lot of like late nights where like, I don't remember why I'm doing this. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I creating? Why do I breathe? Why do I do this? But my business cards, it's like, I meet creators, and I really like dig with them. I really like it.
Is it something different on everyone? Like a different affirmation on everything?
On the back, actually, it's like a little note. It asks, why do you create? And then it says, write it down, reminder, so people can put it in their wallet, in their phone, on their desk, for someone to come back to you and be like, okay, like this is a little love letter to yourself. So I think that's something that's very sweet and wholesome. I really like it. So
I like that.
it's like, you can connect with me on the back if you want, but it's like at the end of the day, like the value of it is like, this is from yourself. Like I'm not writing down your why, you're writing down your why. That's something that's like, it took me a lot. It took me a long time to like, to get it going. Like I went a lot to the drawing board of like, okay, like what I want, blah, 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 but it's like, this is like, at the end of the day, you make the value of this. Like, what is your why? And I think for my why, I'd write mine. Whenever I get back at home, like so tired, when I shoot, go back home, and it says like, make it to next year, because you don't know what's gonna happen next year. So it's like that possibility of like, oh, I can make it. Oh, I'm already here. Like, I've come so far. Like, my past self was rooting for me from last year. I can make it to next year, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Feel free to pass them around. I'd love people to like remember their why.
Let's see. Do you want to ask another question, or are we gonna close it?
Any more audience questions?
What did you use to make your business cards?
For this one, I used Adobe Illustrator. I kind of went crazy with it. I had like, I think 9 boards of like different types of business card I wanted. So I went through like, I think like 30 designs of like what I ended up going through. So yeah, I went through 30 designs. I used Adobe Illustrator. I ordered through Staples. And yeah, what I really wanted to do was like to showcase like my favorite font of all time. It is Dirty Line, Cooper. Yeah, Dirty Line. I got that from Adobe Behance. Yeah. So I think like like in all my videos, I'm just figuring out my favorite things. Like my favorite font is either Interbold or Avenir, but a more creative one is Dirty Line. And like, yeah, like I see a lot of creators like posting like a font, and I think it's really good when they like figure out a font that like speaks like them. And I really love
I'm
it.
waiting for that.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Helps you develop like that identity.
Yeah.
Like my font is like on CapCut, it's called Drunk Wide. But like as soon as I see that font, I'm like, oh, this is an Evan video type video. It's like your identity for sure.
And I think it's cool being a creator and meeting so many people where it's like, there's like, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. Everyone is doing it. But at the end of the day, there's only one of you. And it's like, if you can really exude that in like your content, either your paintings, your fashion, or like your lifestyle, like that speaks volumes. Yeah.
I use Moo. Your card would be super dope on a Moo card.
Is that like the virtual ones?
No, it's just like Vistaprint, but a little swankier. Moo.com. I could see that, like, just like the way, like you should just go on Moo, because with your brain and how you do your graphics, you'll come up with something funky. I think. I mean, it's dope with the way that it is, but when I feel it, I'm like, oh, this needs to be on a Moo.
Yeah, and would you agree that like for entrepreneurs specifically, especially if they don't like have their business model and stuff like that figured out yet, they probably shouldn't, spend like, 20 hours working on a business card, but for you is more of like just a labor of love because you're like a very artistic person?
I think it's like there's a lot of people on Fiverr if you want to support other artists too, to like help you out, that so to speak. So if you're not like an artist, you're like a marketeer, you can like have someone like help you out with it, so to speak. But I think for me, it was definitely like a passion project. Like, I need to get this out. Like, yeah.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yes.
You talked about the importance of connection and in the community, which is great. And I just recall how you were really open to the possibilities when there was a arts and letters program here, and Trey Sands was coming. He's the guy that created Sacramento's first superhero, and he went to arts and letters like you did at college. And just tell the story about what you did, because it was, an opportunity for you to come and hear him speak, but you went next level. So I think it'd be great if you shared.
Like made at Sac State, so to speak? Or like, what were you saying?
When you were here, and he is, clearly a comic book writer, but he's also creative like you. But what you did was you had a filter on your phone that you created.
So I'll tell that story.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite stories. It was when he came here, did his spiel about how he really dived into like the comic industry and like really made his characters, made them come to life. Like I was on his TikTok live like the day before, so I was already studying him. So I came in and I showed him this filter I made for one of his characters. And like I feel like really going next level while being like personable. I think when there's one thing I would want to tell creators at the end of the day is just be kind. So I think like be kind, like have a purpose. So I think meeting him and like seeing him talk about his characters was like, I don't know, it's just larger than life to see him like come. So I think like I got to connect with him, I got to like show him like this filter for character, but yeah, pretty great experience. I think the Hive definitely has such a versatile amount of people that come here, a lot of creatives. So yeah.
How do you react when you showed him the filter you made of his superhero?
Yeah, he put it on. He was like, "Whoa!" He was like playing with it. He was like this. He was like,
Because they were
"What
the
the?"
goggles.
Yeah.
So there he was, just looking at it and taking it in. And I just
Yeah.
thought that was a great opportunity that he had to make an awesome impression. Because if you're creative, maybe you're not, like a salesperson. And so your work, when you're connecting with somebody, I'm sure you just whip out your phone and can show people what you're all about for them to really be impressed because you're a visual artist. Some people have the gift of gab and can do that, but as a creative, I just thought that was a brilliant way to cut through all the people that he was meeting, and like you said, you offered him something of value, which there's a guru for entrepreneurship, and that's what he says, is that entrepreneurship is creating value for others. So that's what you're doing.
So,
Creating jobs.
but you might not be comfortable like as an artist doing a sales pitch, but if you go to someone and create something unprompted that's like very, very personable very, very personal, very like dedicated to their interests and their passions, and you just show them something that aligns with their passions, you don't have to have a sales pitch. They'll immediately recognize, hey, this is cool, what you do is cool, and maybe that can turn into work or money or a new business opportunity or something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, I feel like a DM goes a long way.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's someone you really admire, just like message them like, hey, I'd love to work with you. They leave you on the scene. They got emails too. There's some ways to reach people, and if, at the end of the day, if they don't want to work with you, that's fine. There's like a whole world to explore and so many people to meet. So, yeah. You never know. They might just respond back and be like, let's do it. Let's work.
Yeah. You send it out to 10 people, one of them's gonna say something.
Definitely.
A lot
Well,
of
simple
opportunities.
LinkedIn, yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
All right, any other questions or comments? No.
There's nothing else. There's like 2 more things I want to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Click next slide. I think that's. Oh, thank you. That was really fast. Yeah. So yeah, these are some AIs I really like. Did you use caption apps on the post, Ethan? I really like the captions app. You're able to
Yeah,
like.
CapCut.
CapCut. Okay. Yeah, CapCut's great. I should put CapCut. Yeah. Adobe Firefly AI is really sick. Captions app. I've been experimenting with that a lot. You're able to like record a video, and you can choose different languages of that. It will like AI your voice. Like if I want to speak something in like Japanese, it'll like spit it out. If I want to speak something in like Russian, like, and it'll like spit it out. I think it's super valuable. Luma AI is really sick. All you need is like a 30-second recording of a room. It'll scan the room with I think it's Polytech. No. But yeah, it'll scan the room, make a 3D object of it immediately. All you need is your phone, and it's free. It's crazy. Kyber, that's something I've been experimenting lately. It's like a text-based video prompt. Yeah, lastly, ChatGPT and Bard AI. Like getting better at ChatGPT is really sick. I know they teach a class here at Sac State about like utilizing ChatGPT by Diego Bonilla. If you guys ever want to check that out. But yeah, utilizing your Bard AI and ChatGPT, really awesome. Yeah. Next slide.
And I'm sorry on that last slide. Is it Bard.ai or just Bard AI?
I think it's Bard.ai.
Yeah,
Pretty
okay.
sure.
If you just type in Bard, it'll come
It'll
up.
pop up. Okay. I found the other one, Behance. So could be.
Yeah, these are some creators I really like. They helped me along the way. Karen Jane, she's like the leading AI enthusiast. She's like spoken at so many panels. She's like a pioneer in AI. Ethan Uncurated, he's a storyteller in his own right. Amanda B. Films, great photographer. Sarah Ota, also a great photographer. Let's see, SPK Evans, I really look up to. So if you guys want to check SPK Evans, really awesome. Yeah, there's some creators. Next slide. And yeah, if you guys want to connect with me on LinkedIn, it's Aric Ricky Sparrow, Instagram, Aric Sparrow, Instagram for like more of my visuals, Ricky Sparrow visuals, and lastly my website, ericrickysparrow.com. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. If you guys have any questions, you guys have my business card. Thanks so much.
I like how you spell your name. It's so unique.
And big announcement, our next meeting is going to be this Thursday. It's all hands, and we're going to be giving out the Hive t-shirts that you guys have.
It's our last one. Be there, be square.
Yeah. So the real ones will show up, the other ones will not.
Maybe I'll bring dessert.